So where did you smell war?
Sir, I just said that this was classified, and the dates, locations, and admission, I've never spoke specifically details about.
Well, we can get that information.
That's fine.
Mr. Chair.
You're welcome to get it.
We will want to find out more information about that.
That's perfectly okay,
It's important
Senator.
to have the truth here.
Did Senator Markwayne Mullin exaggerate his involvement in overseas operations, or is there classified information lawmakers simply don't have access to? During this confirmation hearing, Senator Gary Peters pressed Mullin about past statements involving war zones, special assignments, classified activities, and overseas travel. As the questioning continued, disagreements emerged over disclosure requirements, credibility, and transparency. Watch the exchange and decide for yourself.
You have made several public statements suggesting that you were involved in special security forces or combat operations overseas. In 2023, you said in a Senate Republican Conference podcast, and I'll quote, "There's another side of my bio that I don't ever talk about, nor will I. I had to go do something overseas." On March 2nd of this year, you told Fox News interview, quote, "War is ugly. It smells bad. If anybody has ever been there and been able to smell the war that's happening around you and taste it and feel it in your nostrils and hear it, it's something you will never forget." On March 3rd, in a podcast interview, you stated, quote, "I did special assignments outside of DOD, now DOW. I never wore the uniform or the flag on my shoulder, but I might have been in the same area." Your statements in public interviews and your responses to the committee are, quite frankly, confusing, and they are inconsistent. And I'd like you to clear this up. You're under oath. We can clear it all up right now. And first, I'd like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record my letter to you on March 11th and your addendum to the committee of March 12th regarding any overseas special assignments.
Without objection.
So my question for you, sir, is before your time in Congress, other than on vacations with your family, have you ever traveled to a foreign country?
No.
The hearing begins with a review of Mullin's own public comments. The senator is creating a timeline and establishing a record before moving into more detailed questions. This is a common oversight strategy when lawmakers want to compare public statements with sworn testimony.
You've never traveled to a foreign country?
Outside of vacation or mission work, no.
Okay. Have you, your FBI report does show some travel. I think it was to Georgia and Azerbaijan. You marked that was not for tourists.
Are you referring to August of 2021 when we went to go get the Americans out of Afghanistan?
I'm just
That's
saying.
what that travel was for, which
Okay.
we did
So
clarify that.
you have traveled. So you've traveled to Azerbaijan and Georgia. That was in your FBI report, although you just said you've never traveled.
Sir, I thought you was referring to a different time, but in 2021, it was well documented. In fact,
Okay.
it was all over the news, and I actually did say that, and we put that down on the report. But that was us, which was all over the news, trying to go with a extremely experienced team.
I've got other questions, thank you. But so you have traveled overseas, despite your previous comment.
This is the first significant point of tension. The discussion shifts from public interviews to documented travel records, creating questions about how earlier statements should be interpreted.
Were you ever, ever an employee, volunteer, or otherwise involved with the Department of Defense, the State Department, or other U.S. agency or contractor for any of those departments?
No. And Senator, I think there's a misunderstanding here that I could clear up if you want me to clear up for you.
Please.
Okay, so, this is official trip, and it is classified. But in 2015, I was asked to train with a very small contingency and go to a certain area, which was scheduled for 2016. During that time, I was asked to go through, had to meet certain training qualifications, had to go through SEER training. The training and stuff was kind of fun. The SEER training was absolutely awful. And And I have spoken general about my experiences, but I've never spoke specifically on details, on dates, or on the mission. And that was official, and there was nothing in the report to the committee. Actually, it said you do not have to claim any official trips. And like I said, that was an official trip that is classified.
This is an official trip while you were a member of Congress.
Yes. 2015, 2016, I was a member of Congress.
And there was
Some of it may be public, but it would be very small. Most of it, because of my recollection, which we're going back 10 years, I think there was only 4 people read in on it.
So where was that trip?
I just said it's classified, sir.
The hearing now reaches its most consequential topic. Mullin describes what he says was an official classified assignment. Because many details remain undisclosed, lawmakers are left trying to determine what information can be verified publicly.
It's classified. So the letter that we sent to you said that we need to have information of any of these activities.
It said not official trips. Your paperwork was very clear, excluding any official trips. This was an official trip as a member.
Well, we have more questions we're going to have to ask. When in the FBI report, I asked, is there anything in that report that is classified, that you are involved in any kind of classified operation at all? And there's none. So
It was also excluding, it also said excluding official duties. It says that. And you guys had the paperwork in front of you, and it always says excluding official duties. We had this committee come to us and ask the same questions. We talked about doing mission work. We talked about doing mentorship. But they said official duties that was in your official capacity does not have to be talked about.
So where did you smell war?
Sir, I just said that this was classified, and the dates, locations, and admission, I've never spoke specifically details about.
Well, we can get that information.
That's fine.
Mr. Chair.
You're welcome to get it.
We will want to find out more information about that.
That's perfectly okay,
It's important to
Senator.
have the truth here, and that you're portraying yourself in a truthful way.
Sir, I'm not portraying myself in any way other than you're asking the question. I said I would try to clear it up for you.
We'll continue to work on that.
Thank you.
The disagreement has now shifted from the mission itself to disclosure requirements. Both sides appear to agree that some activity occurred. The dispute centers on whether the committee should have received additional information during the review process.
After DHS officers shot and killed 2 American citizens this past January, you joined top administrative officials in publicly blaming and disparaging the victims. Following the killing of Renee Good, Secretary Noem called her a domestic terrorist. You, sir, you called Alex Preddy, quote, a deranged individual that came in to cause max damage. Could we expect those kinds of quick responses if you are confirmed as secretary? Would you be basically, well, you responded as Secretary Noem. Are we going to just expect that same behavior all over again?
No, Senator. I have a deep amount of respect for you. We've had our differences, but I do respect you. I think I said this privately when we had a conversation. Those words probably should have been retracted. I shouldn't have said that, and as Secretary, I wouldn't. The investigation is ongoing, and there is, like I said, there's sometimes going to make a mistake, and I'll own it. That one, I went out there too fast. I was responding immediately without the facts. That's my fault. That won't happen as Secretary.
So you regret that statement?
I already said that, yes, sir.
Would you want to apologize to the family of Alex Preddy?
Well, sir, I just said I regret those statements.
Is that the same as an apology?
I haven't seen the investigation. We'll let the investigation go through, and if I'm proven wrong, then I will absolutely.
How would you characterize your relationship with President Trump?
He's a friend.
How frequently have you spoken with him in the past year?
Often, most of the time about my family. If you want to explain the friendship, I'll tell you. My wife will tell you the same thing. When someone loves your kids when they're going through a difficult time, like we have, the amount of outpouring of support from the president and the friendship we saw going back to 2000 or 2020 was quite remarkable. And so I speak to the president from a friend level more than I do a policy level.
Okay.
The second half of the hearing focuses on leadership and judgment. Questions about public statements, accountability, and relationships with senior officials often play a major role during confirmation hearings because senators are evaluating how nominees may perform in office. Confirmation hearings are among the most important oversight tools available to the United States Senate. While many viewers focus on the political exchanges or the most heated moments, the broader purpose of these hearings is to evaluate whether a nominee possesses the qualifications, judgment, transparency, and credibility required for a position of public trust. In this exchange, Senator Gary Peters focused on several key issues: past public statements regarding overseas activities, claims involving special assignments, questions surrounding classified operations, disclosure obligations to the committee, and comments made about an ongoing investigation. Although these topics may seem unrelated at first, they all connect to a larger question that senators often ask during confirmation proceedings. Can this nominee be trusted with significant authority and responsibility? A central point of disagreement throughout the hearing involved the distinction between classified information and public accountability. Government officials and nominees sometimes participate in activities that cannot be fully discussed in open session due to security concerns. At the same time, members of Congress have a responsibility to conduct oversight and ensure that relevant information is properly disclosed during the confirmation process. Balancing those two responsibilities can create tension, as seen throughout this exchange. The hearing also illustrates how credibility is evaluated in Washington. Senators frequently compare public interviews, written submissions, official records, and sworn testimony to determine whether a nominee's statements remain consistent across different settings. Even small discrepancies can become the subject of extensive questioning because lawmakers are trying to assess reliability as much as policy expertise. Supporters of Senator Mullin may argue that he provided reasonable explanations and that certain details could not be discussed publicly due to their classified nature. Critics may argue that the committee still deserves additional answers regarding the timeline, disclosure requirements, and statements made in previous interviews. Those differing interpretations are exactly why public hearings exist. Beyond the specific facts of this case, the exchange offers an educational look at how congressional oversight functions in practice. Hearings are designed to test claims, challenge assumptions, clarify records, and create transparency for the American people. They provide an opportunity for citizens to see government accountability unfold in real time rather than relying solely on media summaries or political commentary. For viewers, the most valuable approach is to examine both the questions and the answers carefully. Consider whether the concerns raised by lawmakers were addressed, whether the explanations provided were sufficient, and whether the hearing increased your understanding of the issues under discussion. What do you think? Did Senator Mullin successfully address the committee's concerns, or do important questions remain unanswered? Share your perspective in the comments below. Civil discussion and informed debate are always welcome. If you found this hearing breakdown informative, please like, share, and subscribe to Capitol Oversight. Your support helps us continue covering congressional hearings, confirmation battles, government oversight investigations, and the major policy debates shaping Washington today. Thank you for watching Capitol Oversight. We'll see you in the next hearing breakdown.